It may seem difficult at first, but everything is difficult at first. Truth is not what you want it to be, it is what it is, and you must bend to its power or live a lie. To win any battle, you must fight as if you are already dead. Anger. Control your anger. If you hold anger toward others, they have control over you. Your opponent can dominate and defeat you if you allow him to get you irritated. Determine that today you will overcome yourself of the day before, tomorrow you will win over those of lesser skill, and later you will win over those of greater skill. No fear, no hesitation, no surprise, no doubt. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. A man cannot understand the art he is studying if he only looks for the end result without taking the time to delve deeply into the reasoning of the study. In time, all things work to your advantage when you pursue them with an open heart. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. You can only fight the way you practice. If you wish to control others, you must first control yourself. All men are the same except for their belief in their own selves, regardless of what others may think of them. Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye. Aspire to be like a Fuji, with such a broad and solid foundation that the strongest earthquake cannot move you, and so tall that the greatest enterprises of common men seem insignificant from your lofty perspective. With your mind as high as Fuji, you can see all things clearly. And you can see all the forces that shape events, not just the things happening near to you. Do not waste time idling or thinking after you have set your goals. The true science of martial arts means practicing them in such a way that they will be useful at any time, and to teach them in such a way that they will be useful in all things. The only reason a warrior is alive is to fight, and the only reason a warrior fights is to win. Accept everything just the way it is. You should not have a favorite weapon. To become overfamiliar with one weapon is as much a fault as not knowing it sufficiently well. Too much is the same as not enough. Do not think dishonestly. Distinguish between gain and loss in worldly matters. Develop intuitive judgment and understanding for everything. Perceive those things which cannot be seen. Pay attention even to trifles. Do nothing which is of no use. The important thing in strategy is to suppress the enemy's useful actions but allow his useless actions. A bullet from a gun does not make a distinction between practice and combat. You are training to be one and the same way in your life. In battle, if you make your opponent flinch, you have already won. When you have attained the way of strategy, there will be nothing that you cannot understand. You will see the way in everything. Whatever your determination or willpower, it is foolish to try to change the nature of things. Things work the way they do because that is the way of things. It is difficult to understand the universe if you only study one planet. Imitation is the surest form of flattery and failure. I am not interested with your talk about my ideas. I am more interested in your applying them to your life. If you do not, then you are essentially not in accord with your own mind. Step by step walk the 1,000-mile road. If the enemy thinks of the mountains, attack like the sea, and if he thinks of the sea, attack like the mountains. From one thing, know 10,000 things. When you decide to attack, keep calm and dash in quickly, forestalling the enemy. Attack with a feeling of constantly crushing the enemy, from first to last. Do not let the body be dragged along by mind or the mind be dragged along by the body. If you know the way broadly, you will see it in everything. A warrior has no confusion in his mind, this is true emptiness. As far as I'm concerned, I regret nothing. Approach the enemy with the attitude of defeating him without delay. If you do not control the enemy will control you. The way is in training. Do nothing which is not of value. Generally speaking, the way of the warrior is resolute acceptance of death. You win battles by knowing the enemy's timing, and using a timing which the enemy does not expect. If you do not look at things on a large scale, it will be difficult to master strategy. Do not let your spirit be influenced by your body, or your body be influenced by your spirit. Be neither insufficiently spirited or over-spirited. An elevated spirit is weak and a low spirit is weak. Do not let the enemy see your spirit. Even if a man has no natural ability, he can be a warrior. Most warriors only perform tricks. The way of the warrior is filled with soul and feeling. Polish your wisdom, learn public justice, distinguish between good and evil, study the ways of different arts one by one. It is imperative to master the principles of the art of war and learn to be unmoved in mind even in the heat of the battle. When you appreciate the power of nature, knowing the rhythm of any situation, you will be able to hit the enemy naturally and strike naturally.